Getting deeper into Fearless Sign is fine, but I do think that this is one of the matchups where Renekton can both easily get out of the way, he shreds your armor, and he has a way to get through your shield with the... Yeah, we're just continuing this, because why not? This is a Renekton without flash, but he is still a Renekton, so... Oh, that's a slice and dash used!
Yep, they wanted to get the E, and then you bring up the Nocturne. Now Gigo finds a little bit more damage with another Decimate, and for the 4th time in 4 games, first blood is top lane, FURIA on the board!
And it is Broken Blade attempting to really keep the pressure up, as you would do, as we do have Labrov on his way.
Ooh, miss. Nice connect there on the hook. Ayu gets grabbed, and the follow-up from G2 forces out a flash. Ayu staying alive for now, but it's a potential 4-man play from the side of G2. Caps with the flash in for the blooming blows to find the first kill, as Toots now in the middle of 4 has to use the ulti back over the wall. It's a scrap in bottom lane, but Caps gets it. As nice pull from LeBron, they're going to steal the Gromp away at the same time.
Blessing the curse there. Even if you trade, do you really want to trade your life for LeBrobs? I'd say no.
No.
As top lane, events are still transpiring.
Yeah, we've got ultis traded back and forth now with a fully charged Decimate. There's that last little bit of damage for the Nocturne. The Fear Tether is attached. He's wearing alligator boots. Tatu grabbing the second kill for FURIA.
And we knew the sign was coming. It's been on the ban list already.
Right, yeah, it's... I wish I could remember the name. I always just call them the colors. Yellow, blue, light blue, green. Oh, immediately going in for the paranoia here after Caps. Finds the Fear, but it's only... See, this is the kind of ulti that I was afraid of. This is the kind of one that you really don't want to see. Beautiful pull from LeBron into the Wombo combo with Hansama's ulti. JoJo's in a little bit of danger. He finally dies, but Toots is hopping in there to make it a 1-for-1 here so far. Now wants another. Hansama in danger. Toots grabbing a double kill. Caps about to die to Tatu off to the side at the same time. Skewmon won't get a kill. Holy cow, G2 just lost 4, and FURIA sent him straight to the Shadow Realm.
Oh, baby, what a fight! 1k gold lead now. Grub's about to come through. And, yeah, JoJo dies.
Yeah,
okay. Wait, did he even... he did die, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he did die.
Who cares?
Yeah.
You got 2 kills.
They killed support Seraphine. That's it. Okay, Caps teleporting deep to try to get one back onto Toots, who immediately goes inside the smoke. Shuriken Flip does not find a target there. Honestly, Chronicler, I know that he's at 400 HP, but I think if that Shuriken hit...
to get a base in, and also, again, they got the grubs. But an early Ocean Drake does mean that the Dragon's Soul will probably be high value. Opportunity here for G2.
We'll still get credit towards the Empowered Shoes for that. And this is also the first game where FURIA claims the feats of warfare. As now, Scion ulti from Gigo to set it up for Tatu yet again. The Call to Meek for the heal isn't enough, and Tatu's on a rampage. That is 3 kills on the Renekton for the Nocturne.
Is no arrow. JoJo does still have his ultimate available, but I think that Tatu wants to look for a base.
Ooh, Toots looking for the kill in the bottom lane, while the fight breaks out here in mid. LeBron in some danger. Beautiful Seraphine ulti hits all 3, and now Skewmon and Hans got him. But Ayu is focus firing straight through him. Skewmon getting away, Hans doing the same. Meanwhile, down here in the bottom lane, Broken Blade still under the pressure from Toots. Keep in mind, though, the Renekton with Dominus, deceptively tanky. Toots does not want to force a dive onto that one. Tatu going to move into the enemy jungle, check for the red buff, go ahead and take his recall when he doesn't see it. That looked like that fight could have potentially had some possibility there for G2, but the Seraphine ulti was absolutely massive to turn things around. And now the problem is when you aggro drop, that means that the aggro goes somewhere else.
Well, I mean, that's a problem for whoever else is dealing with that.
Right.
Not for him.
The other person is now in the danger. The dog is fine.
Ooh, Skewmon trying to sneak this one away.
FURIA.
Are they going to find him out?
They don't want to allow it to happen, though.
There you go.
Oh, Tatu's going to see the Drake. It's down low. Tatu, he flashes in to try to... Yeah, it's a tempo ult to make sure they're low HP and go after the Herald.
I mean, we do joke, but he still got a good amount of damage down.
Whoa.
I mean, you still take that. That's Dominus gone.
Yeah. Dominus out of the picture. BB still very low. Top two down to about half HP. This is your Fed Nocturne. It's a massive shutdown if they get it. Skewmon and Caps coming in. Top two is very low. There's your Pop Blossom from Caps. And the shutdown over to Skewmon. This is the trade. Toots forcing Hans back into the fight. But Broken Blade is ready to jump into the back lines. But G2 has already lost 3. It's a 3-for-2 trade. And FURIA comes out on top.
Yeah, Tatu dies, but Ayu's gliding on them. No one's threatening him on the Ashe.
Oh, here comes Gigo. He wants Hans Sama. He finds the collision into the decimate. The volley fade away. And Ayu picks up kill 12 for FURIA.
What a day of performances here from Gigo. So
Lebrov stepping up, looking for maybe the opportunity here for a pull, but I would advise against it. Tatu jumping in, immediately decides he wants to go after Caps. Pop Blossom's going to stop it, but only for a moment. Caps is down. Jojo gets revenge. Now a decimate from Gigo here on the front line keeps Lebrov and Hans Sama zoned away. 13 kills in 18 minutes for the Brazilian team.
The gold lead keeps growing. Mid lane turret is going to fall. Herald soon as well. And with how this game has been playing
I
out,
like the timing that G2 is doing this on. They're trying to force it down with the extra power of the Callista. Gigo and Tatu want to step up, want to try to stop it. Caps and Hans both here though. FURIA coming in to try to stop this effort from G2, but the Herald has already been claimed by Skewmon. Now you got to look out. Beautiful pull coming out from LeBlanc to try to shut down Toots. A nice shutdown lands. Big three-man Seraphine ulti, but where's the follow-up? Nobody on G2 is dead. Jojo's forced to flash back over the wall. And G2, they get the Herald, they get a kill, they almost get Tatu, but now Broken Blade is still leading the charge. FURIA continues to fight, the Decimate doesn't find the Renekton, and Lebrov gets saved by Hans. Gigo's still frontlining as the rest of FURIA runs away. Pop Blossom finds 2, a lot of damage on Ayu, but he ain't dead yet. 1 dead on G2, 2 dead on G2, 3 dead on G2. Hans Sama versus the world, and the world means Brazil. Hans trying to kite it out, but Gigo won't allow it. Ace for FURIA, Quadra for Gigo.
actually ends up being big, and then you can just leave it at that, right? You got a bunch of cooldowns. Yes, you won't get Tatu, but it's not the end of the world. But instead, they keep going into this choke point, and Seraphine is one of those champions where if you get more rotations off, you end up sustaining so much. These small choke points are huge, as Gigo hasn't died yet, but maybe using his passive this time around.
That is a 1,000 gold shutdown. They have to give this to the right player. Skewmon will be the one to take it. Big shutdown for G2. That was a very fed Scion. That is a top lane that has Otacon that spawned only 1 minute ago. That is a G2 that still has the Herald in their inventory. And this is a big punch coming back from the LEC. After FURIA had been dominating so far, it's Otacon for G2. They're going to slam the turret into the tier 2 turret at the top side at the same time. They should be able to get the gold from this. Ash Arrow collides, but it won't be enough. The turret's still barely hanging on, but the extra damage from the one Void Grub is enough to force it down. At the same time, mid lane tier 2s have been taken by FURIA in the mid and bot lanes. Tatu trying to stop the backs, but he walks too close. LeBron with another beautiful pull, but the ulti over the top slows it down. Shut down over to Skewmon. Broken Blade in trouble. He's gonna die now as Skewmon tries to jump back over the wall, but Gigo's ready to chase. Make that 2 dead in G2 jerseys. LeBron and Hans on the run, but Gigo, Ayu, and Jojo are all ready to chase.
And the mayhem continues. The Tatu goes down. G2, they get Otacon. It really does. For G2, the upside is that with 2 dragons already, they're not at any threat just yet, as it's going to take a while to take them down. Reinforcements are on the way.
Yeah, Gigo's surviving for now. Got the redemption coming in to help him. Broken Blade now isolated. This is not where he wants to be. He's not going to buy nearly as much time as Gigo could. And that'll be another kill over to FURIA. That is Broken Blade's 7th death this game on the Renekton. FURIA set up now in a 5v4 for a push onto this remaining tier 2 turret. This is the last structure outside of the G2 base, still standing. The paranoia used, but no ulti, no forced dive. Another great pull from Lebrov. forces out the flash from Tatu. Furia's push will not force the turret.
I think trying to kind of bully them off with that ultimate, trying to make them second guess themselves, but G2 not falling for the bluff, holding strongly, but still FURIA is not actually gonna find one, and obviously not having the opportunity to go for that objective themselves. Can go for a fake out, try and force a response out of FURIA, but not gonna go for that. As Hans, feeling safe, isn't really, but not gonna get even close to face checking that.
Not gonna push his luck.
Completely ridiculous, right? Because you can throw in, if you have the timing right, there's very little counterplay available as Labrov.
Labrov stunned up, saved now though by Hansama. Gigo looking to cut off the further escape route. Nice pull in from Labrov, but a nice Seraphine ulti over the top guarantees the kill. And now that's one dead on the G2 side. Caps goes for the Pop Blossom, but a nice use of the stasis keeps Toots alive. Caps getting away now as IU goes on a rampage, and the game goes. I think it took less than 10 seconds for FURIA to pull the trigger and go in and try to make a play. However, we're at the back end of a play that was just made.
The trigger was
right
pulled.
Now. Yeah, we're already there as FURIA will continue their march down mid lane. The first inhibitor turret is down. It is a 5v3. FURIA is continuing to move forward. Remember, they already got the resources. Nexus turret's under fire. FURIA going in. First Nexus turret about to die. Toots creating space. Broken Blade's got hysterics, but he's staying alive for now. There's no more wave. Toots and Tatu both going to take the Hex Gate out as the rest of FURIA walks back out the long way. Turn right back onto the Baron. Now Toots has no ulti here on the Akali. Keep that in mind. Broken Blade taking a turret down there in the bottom lane at the same time. He's got a TP if he needs to join up. Here comes BB's TP right now as FURIA is trying to put themselves in position. Labrov already missed the pull. Now you got Toots making space yet again. Going gold, buying time. Caps goes in. Massive Pop Blossom. Zero follow-up. Toots stays alive. Jojo with a Seraphine again. The team fight battery as Labrov will die to the fear tether, and FURIA is marching down mid.
It's happening, Flowers!
FURIA with the push. They got to make sure they try to interrupt these backs though. Tatu, he'll stop Skumon for now. Where's the wave? Hans is cutting it. G2 keeping themselves alive with this.
Just do Nash.
Nice
do
arrow.
Nash. It's fine.
Okay, we're not done with the game here just yet. Hans bought time.
They'll have Nico. Oh boy. No, they are not going for the Baron Flowers. They want to bring us to game 5 right here on this wave.
Maybe we are going to the end of the game right here. They've got the wave. They've got Gigo with so much HP. They'll pop the paranoia as Broken Blade tries to cut the wave. FURIA want to force the end of the game right now. Redemption comes down. Broken Blade tries to find pressure under the back line, but he won't get it. The Lax Nessus turret still barely standing. Caps goes in for another Pop Blossom, but he will not get it. Ladies and gentlemen, in the first series of MSI 2025, we are